Adobe conference is going on right now, but I can't watch the speaker on my phone, and I don't know why. But I could watch part of it on my phone, but the speaker I just tried to watch, it didn't work. And it did work on my computer, which means I'd have to get out of bed. And I'm seeing floaters again, which are spots in your field of vision that are not dangerous unless you see a curtain of black coming down. That would be an eye emergency. And um why did I title this Allergic to Dogs? Because dogs understand me and little kids understand me. It's people that are adults that don't. Or um I've always noticed that I've had friends that were either 20 years older or 20 years younger. It used to be maybe half a year younger, and now it's 20 years younger. And people my age, I am friends with some people my age, given the fact that I feel like I don't have any friends, but that's not the whole story. I do have friends. And I thought this morning, people don't like me. Some people don't like me because I'm too direct. But yet, did I ever ask the person the question? Did I ever talk to my father while he was still alive about him being abusive? Yes, I did. And he said he didn't remember certain things, but if that happened, he was sorry. I believe he said that. Did I ever talk to him about if I can't go to your funeral because of money, I don't want to have to feel, or medical issues, I don't want to have to feel guilty? And he said he was okay with that. Yes, I did. But did I ever ask person A if the situation were really about them or their husband? No. Did I ever ask my father if the problem was really with when he wouldn't talk to my sister? Was the problem, like, was it really coming from Barbara or was it also coming from him? I asked directly, I never got an answer from my father. Did I ask the person with the situation I'm upset about what their side of the story is? Did I ever say, why did you do this? Well, I just sent them a message and said, why did you do this? And you don't have to answer. I said that in the message, and they may not answer. So, my next question is, why do some messages say sent instead of delivered on Facebook Messenger? Was it only their message that sent that? No. When I said happy birthday, Trish, her message also says sent, not delivered. So does that mean they don't have Facebook Messenger on their phone? Or does it mean they turned off messages from me? Does anyone know the answer? Also, there's an article in the Toronto Star, and even though it says they've taken down the paywall, it won't let me read the article unless I have a subscription. Does anyone have a subscription to the Toronto Star who can get a copy of an article for me? Um, then there's the issue of how depressed did I get during the pandemic, and can I relate to people who have given up? The answer is I can relate to them, but I'm being a public example of no matter how bad it is, there's a way to keep going. So, no, I haven't given up. I haven't been suicidal. But yes, I've had a major setback due to the pandemic in terms of anxiety, depression, OCD, and no, I never restarted the antidepressant because I was staying up all night, at first being upset about the pandemic, and then I was just watching CNN. I'd be watching the 4 a.m. feed. Well, Sanjay's on there. He already slept during the night. He's on there at 7 a.m. East Coast time. I'm sitting here watching it at 4 a.m. And I missed AM Northwest from Monday because I was so tired after looking up, trying to watch that read that Toronto Star article that I never even watched the beginning and end of AM Northwest. The rest of it may be online, but not the host chat and not the weather and birthdays. And I just put my phone down and went to sleep and just didn't even try to watch it at like 5:30 a.m. No, 5 a.m. Um, and what did like on my call last night, what did they say I should do about the situation? They said do nothing. That basically, if I'm having trouble taking care of myself, that it isn't for me to try and be in the situation, a situation where I haven't met anyone in person. But I also don't want to be that person that won't speak up and take sides, because sometimes you have to take sides. Like in the Holocaust, people had to take sides. And in this case, I don't like what happened. And no, I don't think it's in my best interest to go and start World War III with people I haven't met in person. But I have said, I'm on your side. It wasn't right. If you have a problem with anything that I'm posting online, you let me know. Do I want to start World War III and have other people blocking me? Not necessarily, but I don't want to be that person, because one of my friends on Facebook is the person that invited me to Portland Laughter Yoga, and when I got kicked out of it, they wouldn't speak up for me. As far as I know, they never spoke up for me. And did I defriend them? No, I didn't. But what would I like them to speak up for me? Yes, I would. And when I got banned from an entire office building downtown, did the person who I volunteer for offer to speak up for me? Yes, he did. He didn't end up having to, because I got an apology from the owner of the restaurant where the problem happened, and I got unbanned from the rest of the building, because if you have a problem, security will ban you from the entire building. But like I said, the owner apologized and said that never should have happened, and got security to unban me from the whole building. And why am I not giving details of that situation at this moment? Hello to the one viewer. Because, well, I don't feel at this particular instant it is necessary to mention the details, but I did mention it when I was on a call yesterday. Um, and my Okay, and I know my face is still really red, and I did not put the medicine here or here from the mask for sleep apnea. And I did not put the medicine here, but I did not find my coconut oil, but my eyelids are a little less dry. I put allergy eye drops in my eye yesterday. They don't look red. And I did put something that has like not like it has some different things in it, and I didn't feel it was dangerous to put on my eyelid, like to put on my like I think I should use coconut oil, but I still haven't found it. I have a a jar that's not full and a jar that's full, and I have packets, individual packets, and I couldn't find any of them yesterday, and I don't think olive oil on my eye would be a good idea. But and I do have a few gray hairs, but um you know that commercial that's really annoying, where they, instead of saying hair, they say like hairs? It's really weird. Anyway, in case you didn't know, Biden's 100th day is tomorrow, but he's giving a speech today at 5 in front of a joint session of Congress. And in case you didn't know, they're still trying to deny the insurrection, and the police officer that was talking to Don Lemon, one of the police that wasn't even scheduled to work that day, that went to help, was talking to Don Lemon last night about, like, they basically tried to kill him. And he said, I have children. And then some people stepped in to help him. And his response was, thank you. Like, and what does he think about it? It's like, thank you for helping me, but fuck you for being there. And that's his words, not mine. Um, so again, to the two people that are viewing now, are there people that view my live streams? Sometimes. Are there people that view my stories? Absolutely. And are some of them famous people? Absolutely. And um yeah, I was saying on the call last night, they said that it's not for me to get in the middle of situations where I don't know the people personally, in terms of I haven't met them personally, but I do know the people. I'm friends with them on Facebook, some of them. It does affect me. Um, but I have made a choice to not start World War III with you if I don't know you personally. because it hasn't gone all that well with the people that I do know personally. And so, and like, did Max Ryan ever tell me why he blocked me on Haps? No, not yet. Did he block me anywhere else? No. Like, I still want to know what his problem is, but have I ever met Max Ryan in person? No, I have not. So I guess he falls in the category of people that I shouldn't start World War III with. Um, have I ever met the other brought like the other I've met there's people I've met and there's people I haven't met. And you know what? Famous people are still people and they can still get their feelings hurt. And I still am going to take the side of the person that I am not friends with on Facebook because Megan, the way she was treated was not right. And if Eric wants to explain himself, I sent him a message today and asked. And do I expect a reply? No. I even said, you don't have to reply. And did I send a message to another person I'm having an issue with? Yes. I sent them a message and I said, "Is there a way to resolve this? And how are you doing?" Well, I said it indirectly. I said, "The question is, did I ever ask them if was a way to resolve this and how are they doing?" So, I sent that to them. And I sent Scott a message and said, "How are you doing?" because his father just died. And if I'm the person that's so direct that people defriend me on Facebook and block me, and other people say they appreciate that I'm so direct, there's sometimes I won't say anything. So yeah, did I send my sister another text today? No, I did not. But did I send Eric a message and ask if there's a reason he never told Megan? Yes, I did. Will I ever get a reply? Well, let's wait and see. But unless somebody tells me something otherwise, I'm on Team Megan. It is not right how she was treated. No, I am not friends with her on Facebook. Yes, she did reply to me. Yes, her professional career just did come to a crashing halt. And it is not right. And will it affect her legacy? Possibly. And am I friends with her husband on Facebook? Yes, I am. And yes, he reads my stories. And am I friends with Eric on Facebook? Yes, I am. And is the last day my sister spoke to me the day of Eric's wedding? Yes, it was. But it didn't have anything to do with Eric, other than that I was up till like 5 in the morning watching the things people were posting on Instagram from Spain. Because at 5 in the morning, what time was it in Spain? Like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Maybe I was watching the things I don't know what I was like, all I know is that was July 11th, 2019, and I do agree that you have to fill your own cup first and you share the overflow. You don't share what you need to be okay because at the end of the day, you're not helping anybody if you go and help other people and you're not taking care of yourself first, because then you won't be there to help other people. And can I really criticize my mother for not being able to give me something she didn't have herself, like self-esteem? And is there a parallel to the issue with Tamar and the fact that my mother never stood up to her mother? Absolutely. It's like I think that's why Tamar was put in my life because it's exactly the same thing. And if Tamar never stands up to her mother, and yeah, is there a chance that someone in her family is going to see this? Yeah, but it's true. Tamar should stand up to her mother because my mother never did. Every Friday we'd go to for Shabbat dinner, and every Friday there'd be a fight. And every Monday my grandmother would apologize, and every Friday we'd go back. And just once my mother should have said, "We aren't coming back until this stops." And also, my mother would sit there and want people to wait on her, and it's not like she did that much the rest of the week, like at my house, because basically when my father didn't appreciate, like, either wasn't home for dinner or didn't appreciate it, she basically stopped cooking. Although she would cook us something for dinner, but there was some like but there were things she stopped doing because my father didn't appreciate it. But she also had 4 kids, and it would have been good if she had gotten some, like, She tried to get help with her issues, but did she ever actually address them? No. But she died, and she was only 41, and maybe if she had lived longer, she would have been able to address some of her issues, and if she hadn't, she'd probably be the person I'd have the biggest problem with as opposed to Barbara or my sister. And if my sister's gonna watch this and get mad at me, it's like, why is it my problem if you won't even speak to me, but yet I'm still told what I can and can't say? And which sister? There's many sisters listed on my Facebook page. Some of them are biological sisters and some of them are not. And you can figure out which ones are which or not. And so, again, why am I, is in terms of priorities, is there a 12 to 1 call? No, because I thought it was Tuesday, but it's Wednesday, and the one that's on from 12 to 1 is on Tuesdays and has a replay. And the the conference, it wasn't letting me watch on my phone, which means if I want to watch the conference, which I think they all have replays, but it means I have to get out of bed and go turn on the computer because I don't know if it's my phone that needs a battery because I have to go to get a new battery. And last time I tried to fix my phone myself, it didn't work well. And when I fell and almost broke my arm and shoulder and smashed the phone, and I ordered the parts and tried to fix the phone screen myself, I couldn't. And I had to take it somewhere to get fixed. So I didn't go to the Apple store to get a new battery because of the protest and the pandemic and being in a high risk category. And it turns out that was one of the places that was all boarded up with like the drawings of like from the protests, and they only reopened recently. And yes, I need to get a new battery. And I also have an iPhone 6S that my sister gave me. My sister gave me both of the phones I'm currently using. No, I think I got the 5S for free through Sprint, but she gave me this phone. And I don't know why the Adobe app will not play. It played some of the speakers, but not all of them. And did I open it in another browser to see if it would work in another browser? No, I didn't. But um I guess I need to work on my priorities. But yes, I did message some people directly and said, "Is there a way to resolve this, or do you want to like give your side of the story?" I didn't say, "Do you want to give your side of the story?" I said, "Is there a reason you didn't tell Megan?" Anyway, and if he answers, depending on what he says, will I tell all of you? Maybe yes and maybe no. But until someone tells me otherwise, at some point you have to make a decision. And it's a big story in the figure skating world. Most of you are probably thinking, what the hell is she even talking about? And the headline said it all in that article I couldn't read. Like like I can't quote it because it basically said that it's scandalous. And so i I shared the story on my wall. It's like an hour-long interview with Megan with the two podcasters, and you can go look it for it and watch it. It's from like Monday. I posted it from Sunday. There's an hour-long interview with Megan about what happened. Go watch it. It says this and that. It's on my Facebook wall. It was in my story. I shared it to my Twitter. Did I share it to the other Twitter? No, not yet, because hey, I'm having trouble getting out of bed. Like there's only so many things that I can do in a day. And I tried to watch all the rebroadcasts of that from last week, but I didn't get through all of them. Little after. And so I missed a lot of them. But from the what? Like, no, I'm not gonna like even if I'm not gonna do that program because A, it costs a lot, and B, it's still appropriate to say thank you. Thank you for the training, and to try and watch the things before they get taken down. And yeah, it did work when they said they're only staying up until. So like I didn't watch what didn't I watch? I don't think I watched. I think I did watch Anderson's Cooper's show yesterday because It was Wyatt's birthday and he wasn't there, and John Berman was hosting the show. But I didn't watch half of Dr. Oz, which probably taped over I don't know what, and I didn't watch half of Live with Kelly at 2 a.m. instead of 11 a.m. So, again, why does it say allergic to dogs? I think it's really unfair that I'm allergic to dogs when dogs understand me more than most people. And Woof Woof ordered a kids' meal the other day from a restaurant where it said kids have to be 10 or under. Well, anyway, Woof Woof ordered a kids' meal. Woof Woof's under 10 and they delivered it. So it's 12:50. I guess what I should do is get out of bed and go and watch on my computer the Adobe conference. And I won something yesterday. I went and played a game, and there were two things I won. I won a fidget spinner, and I won like a backpack that may have a charger in it. And they said, "Which one do you want?" Like you can pick one of the things you want, and I picked the backpack. So that one charger that I got was from the Adobe in-person conference, and it's a good charger. Like it's like a credit card size, and it lasts a lot longer than those other chargers. And yes, I know where the new medicine is because the other two that got delivered during the pandemic, I lost both of them without even opening them. So I know where the new medicine is, and I should put it. I don't think it's going to hurt me to put it like right here, even though it's close to my eye and here, and see if my face is less red tomorrow. All right. Like, even if you order things, they don't work if you don't use them. And some of the things I don't know where they are, and it's very frustrating. And the goal is to do what Amy and Gary said. Instead of saying, I have to do 100% today and I do nothing. Hello to the fourth viewer. Do try to be 1 to 2% better. And did I do anything that was 1 to 2% better? Well, yeah. I took two of those boxes where I got over the counter items delivered so I didn't have to go to the store to not lose my funds that expire every 3 months. And one of them, the back of the Q-tips was in the different part of the box and they were all over the box. And now I certainly can't use them for their intended purpose. And I called and said, maybe I didn't need to call during the Adobe conference, but I are replays of Adobe. Like I'm not so good at going back and watching replays, but I did call and say, "Hey, you sent me non-organic tomatoes and I ordered because you can get some canned food now too with your over the counter. Hello, Julie. How are you? Thanks for saying hello. What is number 4? Oh, you're number 4." So I ordered organic tomatoes and they sent me non-organics. And I said, "No, that's not okay because tomatoes are a thin-skinned fruit. Tomatoes are actually a fruit. Those are one of the items you want organic because the pesticides can go through thin skins." So, and the other is the package was completely exploded all over the box, and I said, I want a credit for the Q-tips. Like I can use the Q-tips if I have to fine detail like the corner of a window now, but I certainly can't put them in my nose or my ear if they're all over the box, like open like that when it's delivered. And I don't think it did happen in shipping that way. So, oh, and they've had like a special where you can order from the convenience store on DoorDash. And it's like, well, if you're going to give me $10 off on the items, even if some of them are a little higher price than I could pay somewhere else, but even if I give the driver, and like you can give me a opinion, but I try to tip 10% on, I'm on a poverty level disability income and I try to tip 10% on like a grocery delivery. But if it's like a food delivery, I try to tip 10% or at least $3. And the person that attacked me on Twitter for, oh my God, $3 during a pandemic, I reported them and blocked them. But anyway, if you think $3 is too little to tip on an order that's less than $30, you can give me an opinion. I don't have to agree with your opinion, but if you attack me and tell me that I'm a horrible person, then you're probably going to get blocked. So, because like I said, I don't try to make friends with trolls, they get blocked. But I also don't block people if they have a difference of opinion. So, and why are my eyes? I need to put a new mask on this for the sleep apnea because the leak is still too high. And it's the same with people that are wearing masks during the pandemic. When you wear a mask, A, this is why it's red here and here, but B, the air can go leak into your eye and dry it out, and if the humidity is too low, that's what's probably drying my eyes out, other or that or menopause. I never understood why Lisa always needed eye drops until I started having this problem. And like it's I don't know, like do they look red today? Like allergies? Do they look red there? I can't maybe. Is there a red mark there? That actually does look kind of red. So that's why I opened that box. I got the eye drops that are for allergies. They're anti-red. I put a drop in each, and they look very red right there. What about this one? They almost look white, like anemic, but I can see the red right. Like they said, I wasn't anemic as of like within like weeks of my hysterectomy. I stopped being anemic, but doesn't that look kind of white? I wonder if I'm anemic again. They did a blood test this year and it didn't say anything. Also red? Really? I don't see they don't that eye doesn't look red in the white part. The red here, I have this antifungal because I need to put it right there and right there. It's red there because I keep rubbing my eyes, which is not good. I'll put a drop of the medicine. Yeah, I'm gonna put some medicine on it and we'll see if it looks better tomorrow. And why am I yeah. So anyway, it and Julie, in case you're not aware of what I was talking about, in terms of international figure skating, Eric Radford is skating with Vanessa James, and the press release came out recently from Skate Canada, and Eric didn't tell Megan that he was training with um, Vanessa, and they're being coached by Julie Marcotte, who is Megan's sister-in-law, and she hasn't talked to Megan. And Megan asked her husband, did he know about this? And he said no. And yes, I'm friends with Megan's husband on Facebook. And yes, I'm friends with Eric on Facebook. And no, they probably won't watch this live stream. And there's my alarm ringing saying, it's 1 o'clock, get out of bed. The alarm I don't hear. The one I hear is when I said Skate Canada release poaching, yikes. Well, I don't know if the word poaching, but they had to ask for a release. And how many weeks or months did it take to get that release? And how many weeks or months were they skating together? And nobody told Megan that's not right. I was Megan and Eric were one of the teams that I promoted both because of their skating and because of Eric's music that he wrote the music he skated to and he wrote the music that Patrick Chan skated to. And th- it's not right. It's not right. So you are from I think it rings 10 times and then I'll stop. It's not right. And if Eric decides to block me or Bruno decides to block me because I'm telling you what happened, which you're apparently aware of, and this I told Megan I was gonna tell my counselor and my acupuncture provider because like about what happened. Like I can't believe Eric did this. And yes, today I directly sent Eric a message and said, "You don't have to answer, but is there a reason you never told Megan?" Because I thought, how can I be this direct person that all these people say is too direct and never even ask? Was there a reason you did this? And ask them. Like, let them have an opportunity to not answer me directly. And I've also told Megan that I was not going to go start World War III with people I've not met in person, meaning Eric, but that if she has a problem with anything I'm posting, to let me know. And I said, because when Eric posted on Instagram, and yes, it was a gorgeous picture, but just because someone's good looking and is a model doesn't mean their behavior's okay. A mission is sketchy. Megan told Eric the day after found out she was pregnant, before she even told her family. Eric never said anything to Megan until it was like basically coming out with a press release. There was the picture of it. I told my counselor, I said, I'll explain what happened later, but you won't believe what Eric did. And yeah, like I said, if Eric hears me say that and blocks me, that's why I'm not trying to start a fight with Eric, but it was not right. Hello to the fifth viewer. So then someone said on Instagram, but you should have told your partner. And that's where I said if I had put a heart next to that on Instagram, Eric would probably block me. And do I need to start a fight with any more people so they can block me when my own sister doesn't speak to me? I thought maybe that's not the best choice if I haven't actually met the person in person. Although I did call Max Ryan out on social media and said I'm not taking it down until he explains why he blocked me on Haps when I never watched any of his Haps, when I've promoted him for 5 years. But he didn't block me anywhere else, which is really weird. So anyway, before I start a fight with anyone else, just by like, and in case you missed it, the other fight I've had with major people on social media is Yo Pickles, Chelsea Vodel. But um but um the other person that I had an issue with, like I resolved my issue with them because they didn't act like that. They didn't block me. And so no, I'm not gonna name them. Um but I like there was one person that I resolved my issue with. But anyway, it's not like what were they saying in that hour-long podcast? Well, I'm not only I'm quoting one of the podcasters who said, Eric may be quiet, but he's ambitious. Maybe that has to do with this situation. And in case you missed it, for people that don't follow international figure skating, um, in terms of safe sport, the person that and I looked and saw, was I friends with Vanessa James on Facebook? It was one of the people that was still pending. So I removed it. Like when I see that someone's still pending after like a year, I clicked on that to turn it off and then set another friend request. But anyway, quiet been ambitious, interesting. Yeah, the picture. It was a picture. This is why I never watched Am Northwest before I lost the feed, because I sat there and I kept trying over and over. And it said they took the paywall down from the Toronto Star. Well, if they took the paywall down, why can't I see the article? If anyone has a subscription to the Toronto Star and can send me a copy of the article, it was the one that was the opinion piece. It basically said it was scandalous and that that Skate Canada is giving a stamp of approval to this new team and that it's scandalous because Vanessa's previous partner is involved in a safe sport. Like, I thought he was the one that didn't that heard about it, and it has something to do with a pizza and a 13-year-old girl. And I thought that he was the one that knew about it and didn't say anything, and also got a safe sport violation. But no, I think her partner was the one who was the person that's being um that had a safe sport allegation against them. um, Morgan Cypre from France. And am I friends with Morgan Cypre on Facebook? I'll have to go look. And it does make you wonder, what is your definition of a friend? Is a friend a person? Can you be friends with people if you've never met them in person? If you're Facebook friends, because years ago I said, well, can I consider this person my friend if they will message me directly and and tell me how to because Eric's the one that told me how to deal with jet lag when I went to visit my sister in Israel. Toronto Star article, scandalous pizza and 13-year-old. No, the pizza and the 13-year-old girl has to do with the safe sport allegation against Morgan Cypre from France that was skating with Vanessa James, who's now skating with Eric Radford. But the Toronto Star article, it had a picture and it used the word scandalous, and it basically summed it up and said that hey, don't come at me. I'm not saying you, Julie. I'm saying safe sport has to do with um sexually inappropriate behavior with minors. And excuse me. Um the issue was about Morgan Cypre and a 13-year-old skater, and something about I can be friends with online people. So you think that like because I said, am I allowed to refer to this gold medal winning figure skater, meaning Eric Radford, as my friend, if he personally messaged me and told me how to use a melatonin to deal with jet lag when I went to Israel? And Mike said, yes, you can say he's your friend. So now this is what's going on with my Facebook friend who um like, because it makes you wonder, like, is someone showing their true colors? Or if there's another side to the story, then tell me what it is, because unless someone tells me another side of this story, I'm on team Megan. And no, I did not like that post, like that comment on Instagram where someone replied and said, "You should have told your partner first." I didn't heart that because I think it would have gotten me blocked by Eric. And I said to Megan, I don't think I should start a fight with anyone else on social media I haven't met in person, but how you were treated was not right. I did talk about it on my live stream. I don't think people will see it like Eric or Bruno, but if they do, I said it. It's there. It's still there. I didn't take it down. I'm talking about it today. And I did share that entire hour-long interview as a personal DMs or friends for real. So if I can message a skater or a reporter who's at the Olympics, and when they tape delayed it back to in when it was in Vancouver, it really made me mad when they would tape delay it back to the east west coast, so I couldn't watch it live even though I was on the west coast, and I had to turn off all my social media or I wouldn't be or I'd know who won before I watched it because I know skaters and reporters in the arena. So you're saying if they would DM you that they're a friend. So when Chelsea Vodel, Yo Pickle said we were not friends. Oh no, that quotes Edwin. We were never friends. Talk about her trying to hurt someone. It wasn't even true. But if he was trying to hurt me by saying that, it really did hurt me. But you're saying she's saying we were never friends. Like, but yet she would email me. And yeah, yeah, it's like, is this like I'm an ally of the gay community, but it does make me wonder if this is behavior that you see a lot of times. I'm not saying anything that's like I am an ally of the gay community. And someone thought the other day that it was a rainbow flag shirt, like the tie-dye shirt was a rainbow shirt. It's like, no, that's the marching band shirt from the One More Time Around Again marching band in my profile picture. Emails in the friend zone. Okay, well, um I emailed her. She sent me things from Korea and then decided to like have her admin threaten me with stalking because I said I know like I never showed up at her wedding. I'm highly offended. I was highly offended that I was not allowed to watch the live stream. All of a sudden, I have half a million followers, but you can't watch my live stream on my wedding. The misunderstanding was when she was giving away for tickets for people to watch her live stream. I thought she was giving away tickets to the live stream that it turned out was on Facebook. No, the live stream was on she was giving away tickets to her Periscope where I was on already on her Periscope. And one of the things that escalated that was me misunderstanding that when she was giving away like I'll give you away a ticket to my watch my wedding. I thought you're not going to let me watch your wedding but you're going to raffle one off. No, she was giving away the live stream to the Periscope, which I already had the Periscope and she didn't actually broadcast on there. Closer to the friends sharing in emails, closer to the friend zone. Well, it's very much like if you've never met them in person though, like do you know what they're really like? Like like there's people that I talk to on social media that may drink and vape or somebody that I might not sit in a room in person with because of like for one thing I hate cigarette smoke. But um it's just, this whole thing is very upsetting. But it wasn't just the misunderstanding, I'm gonna let you help me pick my wedding dress. And yes, maybe it wouldn't have been as big of an issue if her sister didn't live in Portland, Oregon. But her sister lives in Portland, Oregon, and she was 2 miles from where I was, and I never got to meet her in person. And her husband was 15 blocks from where I live when the last time they were here. And because I said that I knew that information, they blocked me. But they posted it on public social media. And that doesn't make me a stalker because I know how to see it. And if you want to put your wedding invitation online and I see it, Don't come at me and say that I'm a stalker if I don't have a hacker program or a detective program and know how to use a phone and a computer. You're the one that put it on social media. I just knew where to look for it. That doesn't make me a stalker. I didn't show up at her sister's house. I said, "Yes, I know your sister's name. Yes, I know where she lives. Yes, I know it was 2 miles away from where I was. But no, I never showed up there. But yes, I'm highly offended that after promoting her social media, that I wasn't even welcome to watch the live stream of her wedding because, oh, I'm so nervous. I have a half a million followers, and now I don't want everyone watching my wedding because it's too nervous." But yet she'll sit there with her 1 or 2 year old nephew and be inappropriate on her live stream. But yet I'm not good enough to even watch a live stream of her wedding, and then she has her admin threaten me. But I'm not like that. They may call the Portland police and say what? That your sister's address is listed publicly and I never once went to her house, that doesn't make me a stalker. It makes you a not nice person. It makes you a child that needs to learn to grow the fuck up. And when someone offers you a job, say, "No, I don't want your job. I'd rather sit and live stream for 6 hours to my followers and earn money or earn no money than take your waitress job." And instead of saying, "No, I don't want your job," say, "I have to go ask my husband." And even Steve from Florida told her to grow up at that point. Um, anyway, so yeah, it isn't right the way some people treat me. Meeting him, okay, and Woof Woof's in the other room, so he's not here to tell me to stop yelling on my live stream. And using bad language. Let's see, a misunderstanding. Yeah, the misunderstanding that escalated that to like was about the Periscope versus that meeting of the minds, see only part of themselves, you accept that, okay, then. What does that mean? Meeting of minds. Yeah, I know. I need to not do that. But you wrote yes, but meeting of minds, see only part of themselves, you accept that, okay, then. Okay, yes, people, you accept that behavior. Part of what Edwin did years ago, I never called him out for it. And is it his fault that I never called him out for it? Because some people get a crumb and think it's a whole piece of cake. That I was so grateful to have any of his time that I never called him out for his unacceptable behavior. It's not his fault that my grandmother died. It's his fault that he never showed up at the dance studio for dance class and he never showed up to go out to dinner with me that night. And I turned down dinner with my grandmother and she died the next day. It's not his fault she died. It's his fault that he never showed up and never took any responsibility. And it's my fault that I never stood up for myself and held him accountable because I didn't think well enough of myself because he was the person that looked good, that had the personality that attracted everyone. And someone described him as one of the most narcissistic person they've ever met. And how much of this is because I don't have enough self-esteem, and how much of this is because, and yeah, I was feeling bad last night, like I'm a failure because I have OCD and I don't have any gold medals, and that doesn't make me a failure. Like, it makes what happened to Megan wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm not as good as someone else because I'm not a figure skater with a gold medal, okay? That's not like that's a self-esteem issue on my part. But the thing I was going to say about the gay community, and it's not a like, thank you. This is an observation. I'm an ally of the gay community. But if I come and tell you that there are people in the gay community that tend to drink a lot and maybe narcissistic or maybe superficial, is that saying something that's not accurate? I don't think it is. Compare, yeah, because the killer joy, it's identify, don't compare. If I can identify with what's happening to Megan, that's where the value is. I identify with that. And but feeling like a failure, like Megan didn't say anything to me to make me feel like a failure. That was me doing that. And but feeling like I'm not as good as other people, like just because someone is a model, that's great if they're gorgeous and they're a nice person. But if they're not a nice person, at the end of the day, that's what counts. You see, I'm blind. Yeah, well, what I was saying about like the whole like, well, I'll give you the quote. It's from the TV show 30 something. Like just because if you say something, it doesn't make it a hateful against a particular group of people if you say something. The comment was made on the show 30 something about AIDS and the gay community. And this is not my quote. It's in the TV show. It said they know how to dress and they know how to die. And it's a really offensive comment, but it was talking about how people in the gay community often dress really well. And in terms of one of the comments was made about Edward that he would go out and buy clothes when he wouldn't pay his rent. And it's like you don't buy clothes if you're not paying. And it comes back to it makes me always question like did Eric not wish me happy birthday because he's not my close circle of friends group, or did he not wish me happy birthday because like like how do you know if a person's being superficial if they're famous and you've never met them in person? But cuz no, Eric didn't wish me happy birthday, and I always wish him happy birthday. But guess what? In this situation, it's not right how Megan was treated. 30 Sling quote, AIDS in community. Yeah, that's an offensive comment. But it was talking about how a lot of people they dress well and they're into fashion. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's I'm not handling these relationships all that well. But when it's like, wait a minute, did you talk to your father before he died about you might if you didn't go to his funeral? I don't know if you hear when I said this about I don't want to have to feel guilty if I can't go to your funeral either because of my medical issues or money. And my father said he was okay with that. And I did actually attend his funeral because Rabbi Gary helped me attend his funeral, helped me get the plane ticket that Barbara never paid him back for. That he was Barbara was supposed to get paid back all but $100, but he's now been paid back, and he gave me the money to pay toward my credit cards to show that someone has faith in my future so that if I start to feel suicidal about everything that's happened and now with this pandemic that I know there's people that actually believe in me that I shouldn't give up. And that's why I go on here and I'm trying to be a public example of no, don't give up. I'm not giving up. Don't you give up either because if it gets better one day, I want to be here to see it. I've got a book in me. Yeah, the whole Harvard Journal theme of I'm writing a book. Yes, when I write my book, there's several people that want signed copies for free. But yeah, and actually on Facebook, I find that I can write what I want and people read it or don't read it. And some people have found value in me being transparent, in terms of being coming on here with looking like this before I've even gotten out of bed. Now it says poor. I hope you can still hear me. But yeah, I have problems with a lot of people interacting with them. And I've always had problems. I was the one that had a room with the chaperone on the band trip because nobody wanted to room with me and nobody invited me for spring break. But it doesn't mean I didn't have any friends. But um it's now I'm starting to get chills again. And that's probably I don't know. I put my blanket back on. I was getting chills and I had a fever after the Pfizer vaccine. Ow, that was from the vaccine. But like if I'm so direct, why are there certain things I will never say to people directly? And so that's why I did not text my sister today, but like I said, I did send 3 messages and basically asked people if they don't want to answer, that's their choice. But I at least said, like, is there a way to resolve this? Or in terms of one person, or how are you doing? Or because why is it that I'm not allowed to talk about what happened with Barbara, but they're allowed to talk about their recent loss, but I'm not ever allowed to talk about what happened to me. So anyway, it says poor still. Can you hear me? Are you still here, Julie? You see 6? Okay. And I also do not tend to fight with people that I consider teachers. There's certain people that are in a teacher category. 6, not 4. Okay, now I see 6. Okay, there's people that I consider in a teacher category that I haven't called them out on my social media either, and, like there's a person I learned social media from, and there's, there's certain people that if they're, I don't tend to call them out on my social media if they are in a if I consider them someone that's a teacher, but I do tend to call everyone else out. And if my sister doesn't like it and took me off her social media because I called her out for driving to another state during a pandemic, at least in Oregon, they basically said if you have two homes and one is your summer home, pick one and stay there. As in, don't keep going back and forth when there's a stay-at-home order. And I called out a whole lot of people, and my sister's one of the only people that blocked me over it or removed me. Anyway, um, so it's also hard, when there's replays to get out of bed and turn it on because I know I can watch it later, but I never go back and watch things later. I haven't even watched the figure skating on a day when I couldn't get out of bed, and I never even watched the replay of that. Teacher category, no, because when the other apps open themselves, see, I just heard a repeat. I'm hearing my own voice now. When the other apps open themselves up on my phone, it can end the broadcast. No call. Okay, I'm talking about. Is it? Can you see it now, or is it still black? When I say teacher category, I'm talking about like I'm talking about Lee Green Girl and my acupuncture provider. I don't tend to call them out. I will go and tell them. Well, I will go and call. I'll tell them personally what I have a problem with. But I'm back. I don't call them out on my social media. And if that makes me a hypocrite, you can tell me I'm a hypocrite. But I told them when I had a problem, I told him directly. And Lean Green Girl, what did she say to me? Like she made a reference to the Hunger Games, Happy Hunger Games for my birthday one year. That was rude. But did I call her out on my social media? No. But I just say something on here about it? Yes. Um But the other thing is she blocked all these other people. She never blocked me, which was very interesting. Like, unlike that whole fight that I had with my sister about what I learned on Snapchat, I learned from her about because you don't see who other people's friends are on Snapchat. Only they see who their friends are. And so when I removed someone from my Snapchat that I was told to remove and then I added them back, like I learned that from Lean Green Girl. Happy Hunger Games. Yeah, what the hell does that mean? It's like, wish me happy birthday, don't say happy Hunger Games. That's just rude. But yeah, I was kind I um and if you said to me, am I friends with Lean Green Girl? No, but I've learned social media from her. And so um and and even Yo Pickles told me to block Lean Green Girl. It's like, and I told Lean Green Girl that she said that. And no, I never blocked Lean Green Girl, and she never blocked me. Yo Pickles is the one that, and it's like, who the fuck cares? I can still see every single thing other than that wedding. I never did get to see that wedding, and it's highly disrespectful for someone to treat me like that. And it's also not good that I accept behavior like that and don't feel I deserve any better. And so like, the thing is, yeah, the thing is that lingering girl, she's told me to ghost other people, not call them out, just ghost them, ignore them, and don't give them any attention. It's really hard to do that, but um, like to learn how to ghost people, it's a hard thing to do because um, Yeah, like there's times like in her broadcast where if I wasn't sending gifts, she says it's not about the gifts, but like there's times where she would ignore me for months at a time. But like she talks to me and like um and like and I don't say what her real name is because I don't know, because she's that good. When I say, like, don't tell me that, because if you put it on social media and I see it, that's not my, like, it's not that I don't say what her real name is. I don't know what her real name is because she's that good that it's not on social media. There was one thing from years ago that she posted that I shared that she got mad and told me to take it down, and I took it, and also like there was something I about it because I didn't want her yelling at me. But I saw it. I saw it way before someone else probably saw it and told her. I saw it, and the article's wrong, and that's not like there's two people that like Lean Green Girl, like there's two people. That Sarah person who's like a holistic nutritionist with kids. That's not Lean Green Girl on Live Me. Those are two different people. That article, the only thing right in that article was her birthday. So anyway, but yeah, I don't want people yelling at me and blocking me. So in that case, I didn't tell her I saw the article. So anyway, um, it's 1:26. The president's speaking at 5 o'clock. And are there any calls I'm missing, like at 3 o'clock on Wednesday? I don't know. Maybe I should check. Sometimes they have social action calls from the synagogue at 3 o'clock. It's 4:26. You're on the East Coast. If I can't. Oh, okay, I did click on your name and I do see that I subscribe to you. All right, you're in Michigan? Okay. So, um, and like last night when they're like, it doesn't have anything to do with you, it's like, I'm friends with people I'm friends with Megan's husband. I'm friends with Eric. It does have to do with me. I promoted Eric and Megan for years. It's your first time here. Well, thank you for coming. So, um, and I do need to do a better job of taking care of myself and not feeling like I'm less than someone else because I don't like because I'm not thin and blonde and one thing I was saying about like it's no secret that people in the gay community often have issues with alcohol and drugs, and some people in the gay community like I think have been suicidal because their family disowns them. That's not me being prejudiced, that's just me stating a fact. Because there's even gay AA groups, Friends of Friends by Association. Well, it's not by association, it's okay, these are the facts. I'm friends with Eric. I'm friends with Megan's husband. I follow Megan on Twitter. I've messaged Megan at the Olympics when she was competing when I got upset and didn't think they did well in their short program and was worried about it. And I messaged Megan at the Olympics and she replied. So even though I'm not friends with her, she messaged me back. So maybe she only has her personal friends on there. There's skaters that have two different accounts. Like they'll have their name and then there's an account with their middle name. And the one with their middle name is, I think, the one with their friends. And it's their choice who they add on their social media. But if I messaged her at the Olympics and she messaged me back, there's some type of communication there. It went off again? Let me see if the other window's open again. It's, yeah, managing frustration is one of my hashtags. It's still running, but what's off? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Um, I don't know if anyone can hear me or see me. Huge black circle in gray box. Maybe I have to end this then. Did that fix it? Not coming back on, no sound, all unstable. Did that fix it? What I did, I shut the app and reopened it because they give you like a certain number of seconds, like I don't know how many seconds to come back on. Did it fix it or should I end the broadcast? I think there's a delay, so I'll wait. Did it fix it? Okay, I'm gonna end the broadcast and go and look at the end of it unless someone says something. That someone would probably be Julie because I think she was the only one here. I'll go back and look at I'll go back. Okay. Thank you for joining me today.